Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Ivy, are you good or?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna try. So,
okay. Ivy, are you crying?
I was crying. I've been crying all day.
Yeah.
My eyes are so bloodshot red. You know, a lot of people don't know. So, you know, some people do, some people don't know the history with Dev and I, but
right.
Everything, when we were together, everything was public, very public, might I add, but I'll go ahead and give you guys the brief and the listeners a brief rundown. So Dev and I met on Holip's show, and we corresponded. We were going to do business together, and we started vibing, you know, outside of that. And, you know, he said, you know, he was, you know, spitting the game. I said, well, if you about that life, hop on the plane, brother. You know, so he was like, well, don't play with me. I said, okay. And he hopped on the plane. So I remember when I picked him up from the airport, he had that red tracksuit on, you know, that red. Someone posted a picture of it today. He had the gazelles on. He didn't have the gazelles on at the time, but he had that red tracksuit on. And I said, you're gonna burn up out here with that tracksuit on, because he flew out to Arizona to see me.
Right.
And it was so funny because he called Holip, and he said, you know, I'll let you know, because he didn't know, you know, he told Holip and the crew that he was coming to see me, and everybody wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy, okay? So he told Holip that, he said, if I called you, well, he said, you know what, bro? Because, you know, he saw me. He said, oh, the pictures don't do you any justice, blah, blah, blah. We hung out for the day. And then, you know, the plan was for him to stay a few days. And he called Holip later on after he saw that everything was cool. And he said, no Captain Crunch, brother, no Captain Crunch. And I said, what? What are you talking about? What is no Captain Crunch? He said, well, I told Holip that if you were crazy, he was going to call and say Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch was the code word that he was in trouble.
Wow.
But somebody to come rescue him. So Captain Crunch. So he told Holip there was no Captain Crunch. And we went on from there, but you know, I'm gonna keep some things private. Everything is not for me to tell, you know.
Right.
Out of respect for him and our situation, but you know, everybody that has followed knows that we went through some things, and he was the only ex that I had that I remained friends with. You know, he's one of the there's made him and another person. They are like the only two that I remain in contact with ever. Because I have a rule, I just don't, you know, do the friendship thing. But he was one of the only ones that I remain in contact with, and still, you know, to this, well, not to this day, but still, we remained in contact as friends, you know, and I loved him, and you know, when I woke up and saw the message in the chat, I had like. I think Brother Minister said I had to read it like 3 times. And I think Don said I had to read it over and over because I just woke up, checked my messages, and I'm like, I thought my eyes were, blurry, or I thought I was reading wrong. But I couldn't believe it. Was unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Dad brought me to End the Paint. It was part of his idea originally for me to be a host, a co-host on End the Paint. And, he was just a phenomenal person, a beautiful soul, and he will be missed dearly.
Yeah. Well
thank you for sharing that. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Again, we have other callers out there, but they don't have their hands up at this time. If you care to share your memory of Dev at this time,
can I share a story?
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's finish up.
This is Dave. I just wanted to share.
Okay, go ahead, Dave.
So I guess Dev and my favorite story was it had to be, I guess, 89, 90. It had to be about 90. We were hanging out in the city, and we went to BBQs down on 8th Street. And we're in BBQs, just hanging out like a Friday night. And there was another brother that came in with two young women. And we noticed that he was being treated poorly by the staff in there. They were giving the brother a hard time. And one of the waiters in there was a Chinese guy or Asian guy who was a waiter, and he started like mouthing off to the customer, and then they stepped outside, and then the bouncer came. It was like this Italian guy, was bouncer, and they looked like they were going to jump the brother outside. So Dre and I went outside there, and we were like, "No, we're not going to let this go down." And so the Asian guy pulled out like a butter knife on Dre, and so Dre and we had the same thought, and we ran towards the guy, and Dre hit him high, I hit him low, and we knocked the guy to the ground. So then we looked at each other, and we're like, you know what? We're outside now. I said, you finished your dinner, right? He said, yeah. I said, I finished mine. I said, why are we going back inside there? So we took off, and we ran without paying the bill. So then we started hearing these police sirens. And I was like, yo, Ray, we got to get back to Brooklyn. So we ran and jumped on the A and went back to Brooklyn. So the next morning I get up, and I hear on the news something about a Korean guy that got beat up. And I'm like, oh, shit. Sorry my language, but I'm like, oh, man. I called Dre. I'm like, yo, Dre, I think we messed up. So come to find out, it was Korean grocer in Crown Heights. It had nothing to do with us, but it was just to this day. We always talk about BBQs and the dude that pulled out the butter knife, or Ondre, and that was always something that we would just laugh about. It was like just an inside joke to us: BBQs or the butter knife. Yeah, but that was hilarious. Me and Dre. I mean, back in that time, the late '80s, early '90s, we were running all over this town. And I was sort of just running behind him. I'm older, but he was like bigger. And one thing about Dre is that he never wanted me to be involved in anything like when stuff went down. Dre was always like, Dave, you just sit this one out. I got this. And I always felt like to this day he was somebody that I could just call on if I ever needed anything. And that's really, the way I felt about him. That's the way it was.
Wow.
So that's my story.
That was actually a pretty damn good one, David. let me bring in another caller. Last four digits is 9323. Welcome to In the Paint. Please introduce yourself and where you calling from.
If you don't know who this is.
Well, I got a routine. I already know. If I got a routine, I got to be steady with it.
I know. You got to stick to protocol. Okay.
There you go.
This is Shamika. Hey, Shamika.
Ivy.
Hey,
Let me, yes. I'm going to rewind time for a minute. And I met, I have to laugh because we met in such an unconventional way. And it was Dev being Dev and saying something slick out his mouth and me being me and responding in kind. And we ended up having a 2-hour conversation and realized, yo, this is my long-lost brother. Like, it was never anything romantic or sexual between. That was my brother. I found him in a train station in Brooklyn. Okay? And he invited me to listen to his show, Grown Folks Are Talking. And that was the most insane thing I had ever heard. Because Dev was being Dev and talking all kinds of craziness. And the funnier thing was Mark was on that show. Holip.
Right.
And I said, and they went into overtime, and we were off the air, and I said, Mark, you don't know who this is? And so we reconnected after having not seen each other for so long. And I got to thank Dev and Mark for putting together an insane group of people. They had Girl, Can We Talk, which, Lil Mark, you remember, Max 611, you remember how crazy that show was. And off of that came the grid for Jelani.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Jelani.
Yes. And then we had Holipsism taping. And then we had the Love Symposium. And then we had In the Paint. And then Take Notes just took form. And we did trips and we did speed dating and we did some of everything. Right? We did so many crazy things and we almost got Whose House done.
Yeah.
But I want to say to everybody that's listening and who will listen to the archive and who's posting on his page, I give my condolences to everybody because every one of us feels a piece of our life gone.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
There is a hole so big right now. And I'm thankful for the memories. I'm thankful for all the laughs. Oh, my God, all the laughs. You know?
Right.
And yes, Ivy, Captain Crunch, that was hilarious. And yes, we all had that code word.
Yep.
But I will say this to you right now. He was crazy about you.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
He really was. Okay? And Devonte, if he's listening or if he will listen to this, he was so proud of you. You were his light. And when he took you as family, he took you as family. You know?
Yeah.
It was, I mean, my family called me today, my blood family, and asked if I was okay because they knew how much we all worked together. Like, we all at Connection.
Yeah.
And he was larger than life.
Yeah.
Like this, his presence. So he walked into a room and his presence filled the room. And
that's
to think
a fact
that
right there.
That won't happen, you know, it's like I still have moments where I'm like, no, that can't be real. I'm gonna tell you. When I saw it this morning, I put my phone back down because I said, nah, they playing a joke. They trying to see what reaction they gonna get. You know, and I really did. And I posted, and I took it down, and I posted, and I took it down. And I called Max 611, and he didn't answer, and I could not call Holip. I couldn't.
Right.
I literally passed his number in my phone because I couldn't even see his number in my phone.
Yeah.
And then I talked to Rodney.
Yeah.
And you know, and I still can't find the words.
Yeah.
Right.
But he will be missed. But he will always live in us.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, man.
Called me shortly after midnight. I see the number. I'm like, 718. Man, who that? Let me answer it. Yeah. And then Marcus talking, regular voice, and then he goes, yo, son, Dev just passed. And I'm like, I put the phone down. I'm like, nah. Nah. And what David said with David's post, I remember the post, and Dev had hit me up. He would usually hit me up with crazy inboxes. I'd be like, get out of here. And I was going to reach out to him and speak to him, you know, for Thanksgiving, and I didn't get a chance to speak to my brother one last time. But my mom told me, because I told my mother, my mom was like, well, he saw Raquel first, I believe, and then he saw Big Mark, and my mother said that's who he wanted to see last, and he's real close to Raquel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing. Like, when you think about it, Mark was who was supposed to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I can't say
I said the same thing.
Mark without saying Mark and Dev.
Yeah.
I can't say Dev without saying Dev and Mark. Like, they're a set. You know? They're a set. And,
and like I said, when you get us all together, it's a wrap for anybody who's not included.
Yeah, and I still blame y'all. Y'all called me the pit bull in the skirt, and I'm nice. I'm actually a nice person, you know.
She
branded me.
She telling a slight fib, people out there.
No, I'm not. But funny. Take Notes was and always will be family, and it was funny because when I talked to Rodney this morning, I said I felt like that Temptation, that part in the Temptations movie when he says Temptations forever. Just take notes forever.
Right. Yeah. Right. There you go.
Right. You know, all the times that we sat up in Dev's house and Mark's house and you know.
Or in the place where Rodney had the nice office space that we use.
True that.
You know. And I know somebody has the pictures, and I may have to go back a few phones and grab those pictures, but there are plenty of pictures from us at the lunchtime.
Yeah, definitely. Plenty. I got another caller that has a hand up.
Go ahead.
I guess they press 1, and let's bring them in. The last 4 digits is 4812. Welcome to In the Paint. Please introduce yourself. Where you calling from?
This is Colin Genesis calling from Virginia Beach. How y'all doing today?
What's up, brother Colin?
What's going on? My heart is heavy right now with everything. And what's up, Max? What's up, Ivy? What's going on? How's everybody doing? I was just thinking, for the last couple of times I talked to Holip, and I continued to talk to him, right? And I always forget to ask how is Dev doing. Because sometimes I would see him, and sometimes, so I don't know why, and it's part of my spirituality. I think about people, and someone's telling me something's wrong, And so finally, last night when I was talking to Holip, right, I was about to hang up with him, and then we started talking about something else, and I said to him, by the way, how's Dev doing? And he was telling me, oh, Dev's fine. And I was like, I was praying, I was saying to myself, God, I hope everything's all right, hope everything's all right. I know he had health issues earlier and everything like that, but I said, something, I'm sick and tired of losing people. I really am. I have an aunt that's in the hospital right now with cancer, stage 4 cancer. She's in Buffalo, about to be transferred to Westchester, coming back down toward the city. And so, I am sick and tired of losing people. Dev's, like I said, one of a kind, Him and I had our ups and downs and everything. And what I liked about Dev was the fact that I appreciate about Dev is this. He gave a sort of street credibility and swag to what we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody that can see our point of view, understand that we're educated, understand we're good brothers, but understand the fact that we're doing this from the heart. Usually when people are coming to these movements, it's all about the money, it's all about fame, it's all about trying to put somebody else down, it's all like that. Dev just basically saw the genuine bond Holip and I had, and Minister Dawood had, and all of us and everything. Good brothers. We're not out here talking about thugging. We're not out here talking about all this stuff. And I'm sure Dev's been around all that. You know what I'm saying? But he had a general respect for all of us and what we were talking about and what we were doing, and he backed us up. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. And I always appreciate that. We're generally a good brother. So like I said, my heart is heavy right now, and like I said, when I got up this morning, I looked at, and by the way, I'm suspended on Facebook. So if you don't hear me, if you don't see anything on my timeline, nothing like that, and I'm on another suspension, my third suspension within 12 months and whatnot. I don't know what I did this time, everything like that, but they have it out for me. I can't. Every time I look up, you're suspended. You know what I'm saying? Somebody didn't like what you say.
Yeah.
And I'm suspended. So I got 3 more weeks till I get back on. So I'm gonna miss a milestone. My birthday come up in 2 weeks and whatnot. I'm gonna hit the big one, in 2 weeks, and and so I'm gonna miss that. So I'll be able to communicate soon after that. And I wanted to give my condolences, properly and pay tribute. I could not do that on Facebook. But like I said, the BAIO and all the brothers here, I appreciate you guys so much. I don't know how much to tell you. In this insane world, I found people that I can vibe with, I can talk to, I can open up with, and I can fellowship with. And we all think on the same, even though we have different religions and backgrounds, we have the same similar goals. And we're generally real people who enjoy and love each other and like each other. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody keep doing what they're doing. We keep the spirit of Jelani and Dev alive and everything. Look what's going on with Bitcoins right now. Jelani, he introduced that to us, and like I said, this, that, and the other thing. Now everywhere you look is cryptocurrency and Bitcoins.
Yeah.
So we're attracting cutting edge people. I mean, it's unbelievable. We are going to get our day. Our day is going to happen one day. It may not seem like it, but it seems like everybody else gets the glory and everything like that. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and we're going to get our glory one day, and we're going to get our recognition, and we're all going to be looking back and saying, "Wow, look how far we came." So like I said, just everybody keep up the good work and everything. We mourn a passing of my good brother, and pretty much that's all I had to say.